Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a fun one because yesterday I got in the mail the new Colourpop Fade Into Hue palette. It's been a while since I've been like so excited about a palette. I think this is so beautiful. It's their newest rainbow palette. First of all, let me just say, I think it's kind of a weird time to launch something like this. I just feel like for holiday, this is not typically what I would reach for. However, today it's what we're reaching for because this is what we're working with. It is beautiful, like I will say. I'm particularly drawn to these two rows, so I think that's what I'm going to use today. But yeah, I feel like this would have made more sense for a spring or summer launch, but COVID has like messed everything up, so who knows? Maybe this was originally planned to be a spring or summer launch and they didn't launch it until now. Before we get into it, I just want to say, I hope my lighting's okay. It's a very gloomy day outside, so I'm working with very artificial light. I know it's a little bit harsh and it's casting a lot of shadows, but like, it's what I'm working with right now. I also hope the echo is a little less than the last time I filmed. I like could barely stand editing that because the echo was driving me crazy. I have a bit more furniture in here, so I'm hoping it's a little better now. I can still kind of hear it though, but I hope it doesn't like translate onto the video as much. I don't know, we'll see. I may end up having to get like a microphone in this room. I don't know. Another update, I got my lips filled. What day is it today? I think it's Wednesday today, and I got my lips filled on Sunday. I went for a very natural look. I pretty much only added filler into the upper lip. My upper lip is like naturally super disproportionate to my bottom lip, I feel. So she added filler to both, or else it would look kind of funny, but mostly to the upper, and I'm really happy with the results. I think for the most part, the swelling has gone down. I just have a little bit of bruising right here. So that's what that is, if you're wondering. I want to be really transparent with any like kind of filler I get, because I always say I feel like the issue with filler is like a lot of people claim that it's natural. And I think that's where the issue lies, you know, like people compare themselves. It's just human nature. That's what we do. And when you're comparing to when you're comparing yourself to something that isn't natural and isn't real, it's like, it's an impossible comparison. You're never going to achieve that look. So I feel like as a beauty influencer, it's very important that I convey that I have had something done. I got my upper lip filled. Didn't just grow overnight. This wasn't puberty. I'm 25. And yeah, to get them done, I went to Let Them Notice. The girl who does it, she's a nurse practitioner. Her name is Iman. She is an absolute doll. Love her. She really listened to me. She really made me feel comfortable because I was super nervous, and it really didn't hurt that much. It was pretty painless for me. Yeah, she put numbing cream on. She told me what it was going to feel like, and it was pretty spot on to what she described. And she listened to me. She didn't like overfill anything, and I knew what to expect before the procedure and after the procedure. I'll put her link down below. If you're in the Toronto area, she's located in Etobicoke by Sherway Gardens. And if you've been thinking about getting lip filler but want like a more natural look, I would definitely recommend going to her. Or even if you don't want a natural look, she's really good at like listening and kind of tailoring her technique to what you want. Anyway, so I'll put her link down below. It's the Let Them Notice Botox bar. Jesus, Debbie. Hi, baby girl. Hi. Oh, did you just hear her snort? You're so cute. I would die for you. You gonna go out and hang out with your dad? You can't be in here. Anyway, sorry about that. I think I was done with what I was talking about anyways. So yeah, let's get into this palette. Let me look up how much this retails for. I didn't even know that this one was coming in the mail, so it was a nice surprise. I love when that happens. It doesn't say, oh, 34. So it's 34 US dollars. It also comes with an eyeliner set. However, Colourpop recently sent me an eyeliner set, so they pretty much sent me a duplicate of almost every shade. These are the only 4 colors that I didn't already have that were in the eyeliner set, so I'm keeping these 4, and I'm gonna do a giveaway on my Instagram. You can follow me down below and keep an eye out for that, where I'm gonna give away the rest of these eyeliners. They're packed away in a box so that I don't touch them. But yeah, the eyeliner set and the eyeshadow palette combined is 72 US dollars. So 34 US dollars, that's not bad. How many shades do you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 30 shades in here. It's quite a bit. The only thing is, and I know a lot of my followers messaged me being annoyed with this, there's a lot that's not technically eye safe. So I will go ahead and let you know which ones aren't eye safe, because I feel like that's important for some people to know. Okay, so this shade here, Lovecraft, not eye safe. Prismatic is a pressed glitter. So this pink pressed glitter, not eye safe. Atelier, not eye safe. Paradise, not eye safe. This is a pressed glitter also that's called So Precious, not eye safe. Art Deco, not eye safe. And Love Warhol, not eye safe. Up here we have a pressed glitter called Lucky Charm, not eye safe. And that's the only one in that row. This one right here called Dyed Up. This is not eye safe. For an eyeshadow palette, there's a lot that's not eye safe, eh? Kaleidoscope is a pressed glitter, not eye safe. And Selfie, this really pretty lavender, not eye safe. Majestic, not eye safe. And I don't know how to pronounce that, but this one down here is not eye safe either. That's a lot. Let me do some math here. That's 13 shades that aren't meant for use around the eye area. Reasons for that: the glitters can get in your eye and cause scratches, and the pigments that are in certain colors in this palette can cause staining, and that's why it's not considered safe for the eye area. So 13 out of 30 shades. That's 43% of the palette. That's not technically eye safe. That's a lot. Okay. That's kind of annoying, honestly. I thought it would just be the pressed glitters, but it's like, it's a lot more than that. Is this vegan at least? It's not even vegan, because carmine is a pigment that is used in non-vegan formulas. However, it obviously is non-vegan. It's made from crushed beetles, so it's an animal byproduct. So a lot of the times they'll put pigments that are not eye safe to avoid the use of carmine, but this isn't even vegan. That is so strange. Okay, well, honestly, I'm still gonna use them around the eye area. Don't tell anybody though, because they're just so pretty. But if that bothers you, yeah, don't get this palette because there's a lot that's not eye safe. So there's 4 pressed glitters in here, so if those also bother you, that's kind of a lot of pressed glitters. And yeah, I think that's all I want to say about the palette. It's not vegan, but it is cruelty free. So if you're vegan, this is obviously not the palette for you. If they weren't gonna make it eye safe, they should have just made it, you know, completely vegan. Anyway, what do I know? So I want to do some swatches for you guys, and I think for the swatches I'll go column by column just so we can keep it in the same color family, because obviously that's the way it's organized. And yeah, let's get into some swatches. Actually, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Hopefully you'll be able to see these swatches. I don't know if you can see that first one there. So the first shade is right here, and it is called Fantasyland. It is described as an icy metallic baby pink. Then we have the shade Lovecraft, which is a mid-tone warm pink. It's a matte shade. Then we have the shade Prismatic, which is a mid-tone pink glitter with rainbow pinpoints. We have the shade Atelier, bright hot pink with hot pink pearl. And then we have the last shade, which is called Paradise, which is described as a vivid hot pink red. My personal favorites are these two. I think they're so beautiful, and I think they're kind of unique, especially this really hot pink called Atelier. Okay, so next up we have the peachy orange column. The first shade we have here is called Treasure, and it is described as a soft matte peach. Next up we have the shade So Precious, which is a warm peach glitter with a golden green duochrome shift. It's really beautiful. Then next up we have Art Deco, which is vivid yellow orange with gold pearl. This one is also so beautiful. I love it. Then we have the shade Retro Dream, which is a true metallic coral. And finally, we have the shade Love and Warhol, which is a neon matte coral with silver pearl. Okay, so now we have the yellow column. First up, we have the shade Lucky Charm, and this is described as an opal gold glitter with teal and gold pinpoints. Then we have this shade, which is called Big Smile, which is a pastel yellow with silver pearl. And then we have this shade called Shine Bright, which is a metallic buttery yellow. Next up, we have the shade Bonus Points, which is a matte warm yellow. And we have the shade Abstract, which is a matte primary yellow. Personally, I would have liked to see one of these be a bit deeper. I feel like they are quite similar to be next to each other in the palette, but yeah, that is the yellow column. Oh, are we gonna focus? There we go. That's the yellow column. Okay, every time I say that, it goes out of focus. That's the yellow column. There we go. Okay, so next up we have the green column. The first shade we have here is called Designer, and it is described as a matte chartreuse with blue pinpoints. Then we have the shade Pose, which is a metallic icy lime. Then we have the shade Dyed Up, which is a matte Kelly green. This one is so beautiful and very unique, I think. Then we have the shade Oat, not like oatmeal, but like oat in French. Oh god. You'd think because I'm Canadian, my French would be better, but anyway. This shade is described as a metallic soft emerald green with gold pinpoints. And the last one in the column is called Bold Type, which is described as a matte deep teal. Also, please ignore the fact that there is glitter all over my arm. I think it'll be there for weeks. Okay, so next up we have the blue column, and the first shade here is called Take It Easel. It is described as a pastel matte baby blue. I think this is my favorite in the palette. It is so beautiful. Also, this one didn't swatch patchy at all, which I find is common among pastels, so that's kind of cool. Next up we have the shade Kaleidoscope, which is pale blue glitter with pinpoints of teal, blue, and purple glitter. Then we have the shade Hot Copic, which is metallic blue with a teal and purple duochrome shift. Very pretty too. Then we have the shade Watermark, which is described as a vivid cerulean blue with silver pearl. And finally, we have the shade Iconic, which is a matte cobalt blue. Okay, and finally, we have the purple column. So the first shade here we have is Express, which is described as a pale metallic lilac with a pink duochrome shift. This is also my other favorite color in the palette. I think it's so pretty. Then we have this shade called Selfie, which is a cool matte lavender with silver pearl. Next up, we have the shade Majestic, which is a bright matte violet. Then we have the shade Nouveau, which is a true metallic purple. And finally, we have the shade that I can't pronounce. I will put the shade name up on the screen and hopefully someone can enlighten me on how to pronounce that, because I have no idea. It is described as a matte eggplant. Okay, my friends, so I am zoomed in. I feel like the lighting is really warm. Let me see if I can fix that at all. I feel like that's a bit better, eh? Yeah, that's definitely better. Okay, so let's get started and dip into the palette and see how it performs. I think for today, I am going to do these two columns. These are the ones that are just calling my name first. I just have to go with what my heart is drawn to because there's so many options in this palette. Like I can easily just like get lost in, you know, coming up with looks and color combinations. I'm just gonna go straight to my faves of the palette, if that makes sense. The first thing I'm gonna do is dip into this really pretty matte baby blue called Take It Easel. It's so pretty. And I'm gonna use a Colourpop E22 brush. Hopefully this shows up because sometimes with pastels that can be tricky, even on someone like me who's like beyond pale. Yeah, it's a little sheer, I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping for more color payoff, but it's looking like it is buildable at least. Let's go with something a little denser. This is a Sigma E45. It's just a bit smaller and a little more dense. The Colourpop brush was a little fluffy. Oh yeah, see, that's applying it way better. There's a lot of kickback in the pan, which doesn't bother me, but if it bothers some people, I don't know, I just want to mention it. There's like a significant amount. So with a lot of these shades, I found like even from just finger swatches, like a lot of them just went like everywhere. Then I'm gonna go back in with my Colourpop E22. And I'm just gonna kind of blend that out. I didn't add any additional product to the brush. That is really pretty. I think I might use this color again and do kind of like an all blue look, but then make it like super icy and like add some snowflakes and make it super wintry. I feel like this is like Elsa's perfect color. So next I'm gonna go in with a purple. I'm gonna go in with this medium toned purple shade called Majestic. And I'm gonna use a Stilazzi large flat shadow S224 brush. And I'm just gonna pack it just on the outer part of my eye, and using the tip of the brush, I'm just going to bring it into the crease ever so slightly, just for a little bit of definition, but I kind of want to keep this like a pastel look. So once that's applied, I'm gonna go back in with the Sigma brush that I applied the blue color with, and I'm just gonna buff it out. And it's blending away a lot of the color, so I'm just gonna dip into the purple again and really tap off any excess product just so I can ever so slightly blend the colors together. I'm having a hard time figuring out my lighting situation. The lighting in my old place was so perfect. Here it's a little tricky because like look at that shadow, that's really annoying me. But like when I moved my setup over, but when I was in front of the window, the sun would come in and it would kind of very much wash me out, and it would be hard for me to see what I was doing. It feels like I can't win either way, like in front of the window, not in front of the window. I think I might kind of want to bring that Majestic shade in a little further, just a smidge. I don't want to deepen it up too much either, so I think I'm gonna stop after this Majestic color. And then for my lid shade, I'm gonna go in with this light pastel lilac color called Express. And for this, I'm going to use my Stilazzi Flat Concealer S500. Just got really sunny in here and I feel like that's way better lighting. Like look, there's no shadow now. Well, maybe a little bit right here, but like this is gonna be hard for me to figure out how to like other YouTubers do their lighting. If you know of any YouTubers that have like lighting videos, leave it down below because I really wanna figure this out probably sooner rather than later. So I'm just applying that color to my eyelid. I didn't cut the crease or anything. I'm just using it slightly damp. This color is a little bit like powdery. Maybe if I apply it with my finger, it'll be better. I'm gonna take it rather high up and then kind of blend it in with my finger. I feel like it's a really powdery color. I don't love the formula on that one. I know pastels are hard to do. This is just super tricky to work with. Like now it's getting all cakey right there. Like I have so much eyeshadow on, which I guess I do because I'm trying to build up the pigmentation. I feel like the lighting now is really good. Maybe I just have to wait until sunny days to film. But then what if I really want to film and it's not sunny that day, you know? Like I don't want my lighting to have to be compromised. Okay, so that color was really hard to work with, but once I got it to where I like it, it's super beautiful. I'm just gonna go off camera and I'm gonna do my other eye really quickly and then I'll come back on and I can finish everything up. Okay, so I have finished off my base. I used the Beauty Blender Bounce foundation and then I used the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer in the shade Swan. And now I'm going to do my lower lash line. So for that, I'm gonna use that purple Majestic shade right here. And I'm going to use it on a Sigma flat definer brush. I'm just gonna connect it to the outer corner as well. I haven't used this concealer in a while and I feel like it's so crepey and creasy. I don't like that. I'm gonna blend it out. And then I'm going to take a Morphe E18 pencil brush. Oh, I have an itchy nose. Sorry, I'm not picking my nose, I'm just scratching. So then on that brush, I'm gonna go into the pastel blue shade called Take It Easel. That's such a cute name. And I'm just going to blend out that purple. I'm also gonna go around the edges here. I feel like I lost some of that purple, so I'm gonna go back in with that flat brush. This purple kind of blends away into nothingness. I feel like this eye blended way better than this eye. Does anyone else have that? This eye always blends a lot nicer. With this lighting, I'm gonna cry. For liner, on the waterline, I'm gonna use the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Crybaby. I've wanted this color for so long, so I'm so happy I finally have my hands on it. It's like a really pretty lavender. I'm just gonna line my waterline. Oh, that color is so pretty. I feel like even if you weren't doing purple eyeshadow, you could just like slap this on and it kind of looks white, but then it's like just like subtly a hint of color. So fun, I love it. That's so pretty. I love that color. This might be my new favorite. And then for my inner corner, I'm gonna go in with this light pink shade. This is called Fantasyland. And I'm just taking it on a little tiny Morphe brush. This one doesn't have the number on it, so I don't know what one it is. I'm just placing that on the inner corner. I like the gold flip it has. It's like light pink with a gold shift and it kind of tones down the pink so it's not so like pink, you know? For mascara, I'm gonna go in with my Essence Lash Princess. Still don't like this mascara. One of you suggested a different Essence mascara, so I think I'll try that one next time. It's like a 24-hour volume one or something like that. I don't know. All I know is I don't really like this one. It's pretty clumpy. Also, since my last video, not only has Raw Beauty Christie had her child, but she has released a photo of him. And tell me that that baby is not literally Christy in child form. That baby looks just like her. He's so cute. His name is Alder. Alder, I think? I hope I'm not wrong with that. For bronzer, I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury airbrush bronzer. But yeah, that child is so cute. Oh my gosh, I just want to squish him. And I feel like Alder is like the perfect name because it's like a tree. And she's like her little nature loving self, so I feel like that's kind of like a perfect fit for a name for their baby. I'm really excited to like see or hear, I guess, her labor story because she was in labor for so long. Oh my goodness. So I'm really interested to hear what happened. I hope she uploads that soon, but like obviously I don't want to rush her because she should be able to upload whenever she wants. But I'm excited to hear it. For blush, I'm gonna go in with the Physicians Formula Butter Blush. This is in the shade Rosy Pink. I don't think they even have this color anymore, but I really like it, but they're not cruelty free anymore, so I won't repurchase it once it's done. But I did purchase this when it was cruelty free, so I just really like the color of this blush. I feel like it's super flattering on me. And for highlighter, I'm gonna go into my Kylie Cosmetics Princess Please highlighter. I just feel like the light pink kind of like goes nicely with the look. And it kind of goes with the inner corner highlight that I did. Ooh, this is gonna be my first time putting on lipstick with my lip filler. I'm excited. And I'm just gonna apply some of that highlighter to my brow bone as well. I feel like I've done a look similar to this before. I guess I kind of have. It was with the Elsa palette. I'll put a picture of it right here. It's kind of similar, but not exact. Okay, time for lips. I'm excited. I know exactly what lipstick I want to use too. So for lips, I'm gonna use Kylie Cosmetics Charm Liquid Lipstick. I feel like it's the perfect pinky nude to go with any cool toned look. It's my favorite. I feel like my lip line is so much more defined now. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm just gonna put lashes on and I'll be right back, and then we can go over my final thoughts because I definitely have some about this palette. Okay, so I finished my look. I added lashes. These are the I Mean ... style by House of Lashes and Patrick Ta. And I think I have rounded up some thoughts and my first impression of this palette, and honestly, it's not as good as I thought it was gonna be. Using finger swatches, this palette was really quite nice. I was very excited to use it. However, oh boy, see, a bunch of powder just fell out, and that's my exact issue. These eyeshadows are super powdery, and normally that doesn't bother me, but it does affect the application. It's not just like kick up in the pan. When I was first applying some of these shadows, specifically this shade, I expected powderiness from because pastels can be hard to do, but they just like kind of blended away to nothing. And that was especially apparent in this shade. What's it called? Majestic. And it's not a pastel. I know purples can be hard to do, but I have used purples that don't blend away to nothing, and this one did. It was possible to, you know, build it back up and then blend it out again and build it back up, but it was just a lot of work. So I was expecting that from the pastel blue, but the shades that I were particularly disappointed in are the shade Express, the shade Majestic, and the shade Fantasyland. This hardly showed up on the inner corner. I ended up using my highlighter on the inner corner because they were very similar colors. I just found that this one in particular, even when used damp, was especially hard to build up on the lid because it was just like powdery and falling everywhere. Even my desk, like my desk is full of powder right now. And again, powderiness doesn't bother me when it's in the pan, but when it blends away to nothing, that's when I kind of like draw the line and I'm like, okay, maybe this isn't like the best formula. That being said, this is my first time using it. I only used 4 shades out of what, 30? So I do have a lot more to play with and experiment with. Maybe the rest of the palette is really good. I'm hoping so. And don't get me wrong, these shadows are definitely workable, but I think that if you are a beginner, these are going to be a little bit trickier to work with. I found them tricky to work with, and I do my eyeshadow like every single day and like all the time and do intricate looks very often. And I even found these a little bit tricky. So yeah, they're a little bit hard to work with. That being said, the colors are so beautiful, and I do think quite a few of them are very unique. So that might be, you know, the selling factor. So like, yes, these can be a little bit trickier to work with, but you're probably not going to get these colors at a better price. So it's kind of a give and take, you know what I mean? First impression, I'm not loving it as much as I thought I would, and that's kind of disappointing. However, I'm still going to use it. I'll maybe post a tutorial. I'm definitely going to continue to use it in looks on my Instagram page. So if you want to see this palette in action again, first of all, leave a comment and I can do a tutorial, or follow me on Instagram down below, because I will definitely be playing with this palette more just like on my own free time without filming, and I'll see what I can come up with. Hopefully it gets a little easier to work with. Hopefully I just chose literally the hardest shades to work with, and that might be the case, so let's hope. I think that's all I really wanted to say about this palette. So I mean, I'm just kind of on the fence. I think I definitely have to use it more to, you know, develop a concrete opinion, because there are so many colors in here, but the colors I used, I'm just not impressed with. I thought they would be easier to use, especially the shimmers. I did choose very light shimmers to use, but I don't know, I thought they'd be easier. Even when I went in with my finger, I kind of had to like go in with my finger off camera and kind of smooth things out because it like really caked up and got all weird and powdery on my eyelid. Let me know your thoughts down below on this palette. Let me know if you picked it up or if you will be when it is restocked, and let me me know if you found this video helpful to determine if you will be purchasing this in the future or not. So that is it for me today. Please don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me out. If you don't, that's okay. I just really appreciate you being here. It really helps my channel out, just you watching, so thank you so much. Please let me know if you have any requests in the comments down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. Oh, and I'm back. Hopefully I'll have the lighting situation figured out next time. Maybe not. I don't know. Let me know if you have any lighting tips, because that would be super cool. Thanks. Bye.